I keep referring to my notes because I'm really nervous for some reason. Hey all, I'm Sarah Joy and this is Sarah Joy Says. For the next couple months we're going to be doing a series on different aspects of the business of Bellydance. I know that there are groups named after this, that there is an academy you can attend. I also know that there are a bunch of different seminars out there on how to conduct your business. The hot topic right now is whether or not to dance for free. I have a couple of opinions on this and I typically share them with my students, so I would like to share them with you all. I hope that you find them helpful. Let's talk about free events. I use my free events to get the word out. I also use free events to feature my students who wouldn't necessarily be featured otherwise. Some examples of this are street festivals where the other artists are not being paid, haflas and dance community events, charity and fundraising events, events that have no budget but will have a budget someday. And I'm gonna say on the side note, this has worked for me exactly once. So let's talk a little bit about these events specifically. So with street festivals, I like to use those to promote a class that I'm doing or bring awareness to the community as to what belly dance is. I also used it to bring awareness to my brand and bring students in. Street festivals are also great because it shows your support for your community. And having support for your community is so big, whether it is your belly dance community or your local community around you. I briefly touched on events that have no budget but may have a budget someday already. Let's talk about that a little more in depth. I work in the Comic-Con world. I produce full shows, both burlesque and belly dance. Many times I'm contacted and I'm asked to produce a show or do an event for free as an exhibition. I have done this a couple of times and it has not paid off for me. It is really important if you're going to do this, if you're going to perform for free, to understand what the motivation of your event is. If the motivation of your event is to make money, then you are not going to be their priority. If the motivation of the event is to create a community, there is a very good chance that you could be a part of that. Now, a lot of people say they want to create a community. That is not necessarily what they want. So use your discretion, and if you're not sure, please reach out to one of your friends or a mentor. I would discourage most folks from taking a risk unless you feel like this is something that you can afford to lose. Haflas and community events. I think these are so very important. Our students nowadays really want the opportunity to share what they have been learning and to do it quicker than before. Part of this is with the invention of the internet, we have all of these resources at our fingertips. So if we want to go learn how to crochet, we can learn how to crochet. If we want to learn some salsa steps, we can go learn some salsa steps. Belly dance is not immune to this. So we have this expectation that we bring the information in, learn it quickly, and regurgitate it and share it with others. A lot of times we see this when a student starts pushing to perform. Haflas are the perfect place for a student to take that desire to perform and to channel it and to be able to perform. It's great because they can get video that they can use for video feedback and video critique of themselves. They can post it on the internet and they can share with their friends. And they can get those lovely pictures that everybody likes so much. Hey, I'm not immune. Go look at my Instagram. You'll see plenty of performance pictures. I don't charge money to enter my haflas, but I do ask for a donation. My spaces have varied from $60 for the event up to, I think the most recent one was $215, which we did not get that amount of donation. They did give us a break and I ended up paying $150. So side note, I'm going to say numbers a lot in this, and I think it's really important that we start being very open about those numbers. I'm really big into budgets, if you don't know this. If I do, and this has happened a couple times, if I do get more donations than the space rental, I take that money and I actually donate it to a local charity. And I try to find one that's pretty neutral, so anybody from any different background would feel comfortable with where their money is going. Oh, charity and fundraising events. So I budget 2 charity events per year into my budget. And when I say budget, I mean these events take time and energy on my part. It also takes away from some of my social capital because I am advertising them on my page when I choose to do that. When I do choose to do a charity event, I first check and make sure that they're not paying any other performers. If they are paying other performers, then I ask for pay. If they are paying other performers and don't want to pay me, then I don't do the event. That is a personal choice. I have unfortunately had the experience of seeing how undervalued Bellydance can be. When selecting charities and fundraisers to participate in, I make sure that it's an event that I believe in and not an event that I am using for exposure. This is very important because by being there, I am showing my support for this. So if I didn't believe in the event that I was present for, what's the point? I have unfortunately heard of a recent trend where fundraisers are asking dancers to pay a fee to participate in the fundraiser. The producer in me is running the numbers. If you have 10 acts at $25 a head, suddenly you're at $250 for your fundraiser, which is great. And then you're charging, $20 a ticket to get in. You've got 100 people coming in. Suddenly you're at $2,000. So you're already at $2,000. And I understand you're going to have overhead unless you're already getting dancers to donate their time. Why not ask the venue? If you are doing a fundraiser, I suggest partnering with a 501c3 so that anything that is given to that fundraiser is tax deductible. Hint. So you have $2,000 versus your $250. While it's better that you have more money for your charity, why instead of charging a fee for your dancers, don't you allow them to donate? A lot of times you will find that they will be a lot more generous. They may donate to a raffle, which brings in quite a bit of cash. They may donate to a silent auction. They may donate money. That is definitely more than that $25 fee would be. This way you are leaving it up to them and trusting in their generosity, which, trust me, the community will show up and support. If your community is not showing up and supporting that, is that really your community? Are those really who you want to associate yourselves with? I mean, that sounds harsh, I know, but these are things that you need to think about as you continue to build community, build your brand, and understand who you are and what you want to put out there in the world. When doing a free event, one thing that I like to evaluate is, will this get me to my goal? So let's talk about goals for a moment. What are my goals? One of my goals as a belly dance teacher is to reach a broader student base. I love having returning students, but I also love having new students coming in and discovering the joy of belly dance, the joy of the thing that I love very much. So then I ask myself, is the event that I'm doing going to meet that goal? If it's not, is it going to meet one of my other goals? Will this event reach clients who will potentially book me? That means if I am doing an event for free, are they advertising me? Are they announcing me when I go on? Are they allowing me to put out some of my promotional information? Are there other service providers who are there donating their time as well to make those networking connections? Is there someone with a photo booth who is doing the same? Is there a live musician who is there showcasing their talents to see if potential clients might want to book them? Again, I reiterate, is anyone else getting paid? If not, does it meet your goal? If they are, then what are you saying about your art if you let everyone else get paid and you don't get paid yourself? Just something to think about. This has been the first video in our series about a little bit of belly dance business. I'm super excited to be talking about this. I really appreciate you listening. I hope that this can start a good conversation. Please leave your comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more of these. If you want to talk to me on Facebook, you can reach me through my Facebook page. You can also reach me on Instagram, on my Instagram account. You can follow me to see what I've been up to and my many adventures. Thank you again so much for joining me for Sarah Joy Says. I can't wait to see you next month.